What is righteousness? That's a very churchy word, isn't it? We don't use that a ton in our day-to-day conversations. It's actually a word that's used over 100 times in the Bible. And it's a pretty complex word. There's a Greek way of saying it. I have no idea how to say it. If Adam Martin were preaching, he would do that, but he's not. I am. And so I don't know how to say it, but I've looked up definitions of righteousness, and one like theological dictionary, the definition for righteousness is 26 pages long. So there's a lot there. I'm not going to give you the 26-page long definition, but I boiled it down to two things that righteousness is. The first thing, righteousness is a relationship. Righteousness is a relationship. It's a relationship with God. It's the state of being right with God. It's waking up every morning and not wondering whether or not that you are right with God because of what you did yesterday. And some of you need to know this. You are not a commodity to God. God is not valuing you based on what you did, what your latest great thing that you did was. See, our being right with God is something that we can never attain on our own. Some of us have thought of it that way. We've thought, well, as long as I do more good than bad, or as long as I'm better than the other people down my row, maybe I'll be right with God. That's not how it works at all. See, righteousness cannot be attained on your own. It has to be attained through a relationship with Jesus Christ. Romans 10, 9 through 10 says it so simply. He just says, if you openly declare that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is by believing in your heart, not by what you did right, not by getting church attendance perfectly. It's by believing in your heart that you are made right with God, righteousness. That's what righteousness means. And it's by openly declaring your faith that you're saved. I got invited to go to the national championship game a couple weeks ago. A friend of mine called me on a Saturday and said, hey, I had somebody cancel and I've got a ticket. I've got a box suite full of food. It's going to be amazing. All you have to do is get there and I've got everything else covered. And so I did what any Christ following man would do is I said, yes, I will go to that. There's ministry for me in Indianapolis. And so I made my way there. And it was amazing. I wish Clemson was playing, but they weren't. I was a Bulldogs fan that night, and so they won. And it was amazing. We get up to this, we don't need to hear anything else from you guys, Bulldogs fans, okay? Just kidding. But it was crazy. They had this spread. We walk in, we go up into this elevator and into this suite level floor where, I mean, it is the who's who of college football. There's athletes everywhere. There's country music singers. I'm like recognizing all of these people. And I realized very quickly, there is one person that does not belong here, and that's me. And so you get up off of this elevator and there's a security team there and they're making sure that you belong. And here's the deal. My friend Greg Brooks was what his name is. And he's the one that brought me. He had the tickets. And I knew that as long as I stayed near Greg, I was okay. I would walk in and they'd say, who are you? Why do you belong here? Not on my own merit. I couldn't even afford a ticket to the cheap seats in that game. But I'm with Greg. And as long as I was near him, I knew that I was accepted. I belonged in that space. And so we would go explore the stadium and I made sure I stayed real close to Greg because he's my ticket to the suite, to the box, to the good food, to all of that stuff. And some of you have never felt like you belonged or you've wondered if you belong. And I'm telling you, on your own, none of us really do. But Jesus has a suite level box waiting for us in heaven one day. Come on, somebody. It's going to have streets of gold. And we're going to get there one day. And the question is going to be, why do you belong here? And the answer is not because I did more good than bad. Not enough. The answer isn't, well, I was better than. No, the answer is I surrendered my life and gave my life to Jesus. And I've been building this relationship with him. I'm with him. I'm with Jesus. And the invitation is come on in, you belong. And guess what? You can also belong in any environment. The Bible says that God gave us dominion here on earth, that we don't have to wait till heaven one day to experience heaven on earth. We can belong. We can have ownership not because of what we did, but because we are with Jesus. Have you made that decision? Have you given your life to him?